All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekha Kodash, double honors to the apostles, the Elsgray Millstone, and so I teach brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. This is going to be something brief, but firstly, Yahweh's name, Heavenly Father, Bahasham is in the name, Ba'in Ha Sham name, Yahweh Shai's name, God the Son, and Rekha Kodash means Holy Spirit, literally translated Spirit Holy, Rekha Spirit Kodash Holy. And gonna hop right into it, just something quick, mainly to the younger men, but to everybody, but mainly it's mainly to the younger men, but that order is important, so basically, like 3 weeks ago, somebody in the Chicago camp, younger guy, he been around for like 2-3 years or something like that, and he gave his walking papers and inquired about it because I'm trying to see what's going on. Maybe he's just offended at a bro. Because sometimes shit happens, the bro be ready to do the shit on their own. They don't want to cause no waves. So I'm saying what's going on. And his issue was, essentially, it was order. When his name first came up, the brother Kaparia, that we affectionately call Pops, all rip, he said, oh, it's pride. Now I'm like, damn, we ain't even hear him out yet, But the brother already knew. And it came up today. Because we talked to him and he out, he's doing his own, well, he ain't doing nothing now. I ain't seen no video from him. They go hard for a good week talking mess about the men that talk to him, but then they disappear. But, he out. And it was apparent that it was order. And I just got some new news about it today, which is why Pop's able to understand already the spirit of pride that was on him, which is the point of this lesson. Every office counts. It's all part of the job, man. Whether you holding the signs, holding posts, or even reading or on camera, it's all important. All right, it's all important. It's all within the order of what we need to do. All right, in the ancient world, we had scribes, men that wrote things down. All right, and these scribes are mighty men. Baruch, we read the book of Baruch. He has prophecies in his book. But Baruch was a scribe to Jeremiah. That's like a cameraman. Today, that's a modern day cameraman. He's to record things. That's an important office. All right. When you read about the Levites that had office at the temple, all the Levites weren't priests. They all didn't deal with the sacrifice. Some played musical tunes. All right. Some did deal with the carrying in and out the sacrifice. All right, all was the high priest that can go in the holiest of holies. All right, but these are still important offices. Men that was able to carry the ark. They had to be men that was able to do that because, for one, the rest of the tribes couldn't do it. So yeah, you couldn't be a priest and go inside, but your office, oh well, I can't be a priest and go in, so I'm not gonna carry the ark. That's madness, man. If the man with one talent would have just carried the sign, held the sign, just was on camera, guess what? He wouldn't have got put to death. Well, because that office is too little for you, now you separate from the body and on your way to death anyway. This madness. This is Matthew 25:27. I'm going to get to the point. Because I know you're familiar with the parable. And every man have received talents. These men each received talents. 1 talent, 5 talent, 2 talents, according to every man's several ability. As the scriptures say, every man have their portion of faith. We all have our office that we're allotted to do. And within that office, through the Spirit, we grow. The 2 talents turn to more. The 5 turn to more. Just taking the 1 talent and putting it to holding the sign, being on camera, you got enough faith to know I'm going to attach myself to these men of understanding, follow this protocol, and that will increase. That alone increases through the Spirit. This is Matthew 25:24. Then he which had received the 1 talent came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art a hard man, reaping where thou hast not sown and gathering where thou hast not stowed. And I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. Let me read that last part over. Lo, there thou hast that is thine. His Lord answered and said unto him, Thou wicked and slothful servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not, and gather where I have not strewed. Thou oughtest therefore to have put my money to the exchangers, and then at my coming I should have received my own with usury. The least you can do with your talent, which we all start from, man, is humility before honor. And that's not even an actual, the camera or sign or reading is not like a job that humbles you as far as make you lesser, but it is basically a beginning job. You first fresh learners, then you can't be the main speaker, right? You may turn out to be the best speaker of all Israel, all right? But the first couple jobs is reading, holding sign, holding post, holding camera, and that's all still important, man. And with just doing that, your talent has increased. All right? That's why the Lord tells us to humble ourselves as a child, man. This is Matthew 18:4. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as his little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And Yahushua, who was Lord of all, he showed how much humility we should have, and the fact that he took on a position of a servant and washed his servants, his disciples' feet. So now you telling me Jake too good to hold the sign or hold the camera, hold post? These are important jobs, man. Great men started as underlings to other men. We have Elisha. Elisha was servant to Elijah. He called him master even. All right? We've seen the Lord do mighty works with what you would call an underling. Let's get a great example. This is one of my favorite examples. Actually, this is 1 Samuel 14. And 6. And Jonathan said to the young man that bears armor, Come and let us go over unto the garrison of these uncircumcised. It may be that Yahweh work for us, for there is no restraint to the Lord to save by many or by few. And his armor bearer said unto him, Do all that is in thine heart. Turn thee, behold, I am with thee according to thine heart. Then said, this is Jonathan, the prince, and his armor bearer. Then said Jonathan, Behold, we will pass over unto these men, and we will discover ourselves unto them. If they say thus to us, tarry until we come to you, then we will stand still in our place and will not go up unto them. But if they say, Thus come up unto us, then we will go up, for Yahweh will have delivered them into our hand, and this shall be a sign unto us. And both of them discovered themselves into the garrison of the Philistines. And the Philistines said, Behold, the Hebrews come forth out of the holes where they had hid themselves. And the men of the garrison answered Jonathan, his armor bearer, and said, Come up to us, and we will show you a thing. And Jonathan said unto his armor bearer, Come up after me, for the Lord hath delivered them into the hand of Israel. And Jonathan climbed up upon his hands and upon his feet, and his armor bearer after him, and they fell before Jonathan, and his armor bearer slew after him. And that first slaughter which Jonathan's armor bearer made was about 20 men, within as it were an half acre of land, which a yoke of oxen might plow. So these two, men took out 20 warriors. And there was trembling in the host in the field and among all the people. The garrison and the spoilers, they also trembled, and the earthquake. So it was a very great trembling. All right. So this is the prince with his armor bearer. His armor bearer did a humbling job, but he got honor in this account. Had all worked out, he got honor. King David started off as what? Armor bearer. All right, so we can't let, when we get this knowledge, you know what? Let's grab that. This is 1 Corinthians 8:1. Now, what's touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. And that's the whole point. We're not out here so our voice can be heard. We are here so the voice of Yahweh Shem Yahushua can be heard. All right? And whoever the Spirit is on to speak, that's who's going to speak. All right? Plain and simple. That's not a hindrance to you in performing your office. That is part of the office. Without a cameraman, there is no footage to go up to edify, to give charity to the listeners. All right? The signs, that's a part of fishing. All right? That's the bait. People look, drive by. We're fishers of men. Ezekiel, hey, it's different times the Lord told prophets to just do things. They weren't even prophesying. Ezekiel his wife had to die, and he was told to go out there and not cry. And then when Israel asks what this means, then you tell them. I believe it was the prophet Isaiah. I could be wrong. He had to go around naked. Ezekiel had to walk around with stuff, and they asked, why is this? You know, and I am your sign. So you're not all it's all important, man. Whatever office, whatever lot the Lord has us doing, it's important, man, because it's all to edify and build up the body. Even just that display of order, the fact that we're in order out there is important, man. People see that, and these motherfuckers are wicked, man. They don't understand taking instructions from another man or person. I said it right, another man, you know. These motherfuckers are bow down to a bitch. All right? This world teach you to hate having male authority over you. All right? Even just the order alone is important, man. All right? This is Psalms. That's definitely the wrong chapter. Psalms 50:21. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest I was altogether such an one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. So the Lord is setting us in order before the world. And part of that order is learning how to take direction from other men. It is being an armor bearer, being a modern day scribe. Some brothers got that scribe spirit on them heavy. You see it in the class days. They take more notes. They write down every piece of the lesson, you know, detail. That's a part of it, man. There's honor into that, man. The glory of the young man is his strength. That's in Proverbs. So that's honor doing that young man's job. It's the honor for a young man doing a young man's job. All right? It's no big eyes, little U's. We're all the body. The eyes don't get to boast against the your femur, all right? All the talking the mouth does, and guess what? The mouth can't boast against the hearing. The hands can't boast against the feet. All right? It's all needed. It's no big eyes and little U's, man. We're a body. This is 1 Timothy 4. And 12, let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, and purity. Till I come, give attendance to readings, exhortation to doctrine. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy with the landowner of the hands of the presbytery. So here it is, we receive this word, you know, of course, through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, handled by men. All right? We've received this word. But now it comes to a point where, oh no, we all equal. You telling me to do this, do that? No, we're all equal. That's madness. No, the Presbytery, the Order of Elders, did their job. All right, we heard their word. It's our job to fall in line, follow that same example, as it tells us in the scriptures. Make not thyself equal to great men. Sirach 32:9, we gotta be realistic with ourselves, man. If thou be among great men, make not thyself equal with them. And when ancient men are in place, use not many words. Come on, man. Men before us have experience. They have more to say. Now, when the time comes, the Spirit is on us, we're going to speak. All right? Hell, the example that set before us, we not restricted. You know, we get to teach. Our apostles, our elders, our respective elders in our camps, our bishops, our deacons, they all teach what? To push. Be on fire for the Lord. Fuck that lukewarm spirit. So we already set up to go out there, whatever understanding we have, put it on wax. So it's not a stand down, little nigga. Cause that's how every time you tell Jake something, well, that's how they take it. they visualize they uncle. Stand down, little nigga. He got the score in his fingers and shit. Stand down, little nigga. No, it ain't that. It's just order. Somebody got to do it. You're the young man. That's a glory unto you. That's your talent, your one talent increasing just off doing that. Because you're in order. You're being an example to everybody else, watching the order that we have as men. Something this world don't possess. Niggas can't even get together for a family reunion without violence. You know? So that's important, man. Meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them. For in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. Another great example of a man who started as a servant is Joshua. He was able to go places that other men weren't even able. When Moses was called up to do X, Y, Z, Joshua was right there. Moses' scribe. All right, he was right there. And then after Moses passed, who was next in charge? His scribe. There's a scripture that mentions he that is servant will find himself being a son later on. Being a good servant to your master comes with a price, an elevation, man. A promotion. All right? And being a slothful servant, all right, a servant that decides they don't want to hold their post. I'm ending on this, man. Let's see what King David told Abner. It's 1 Samuel 26:12. So David took the spear and the cruse of water from Saul's bolster, and they gat them away, and no man saw it, nor knew it, neither awaked. For they were all asleep, because a deep sleep from the Lord was falling upon them. All right. Then David went over to the other side and stood on top of a hill afar off, a great space between them. And David cried to the people, because, King David didn't want to kill the king. He was in the right spirit. He didn't speak against or lay hands on his elder. All right? The king brought him in, so he stayed faithful. All right? And David cried to the people and to Abner, the son of Ner, saying, Answerest thou not, Abner? Then Abner answered and said, Who art thou that criest to the king? And David said to Abner, Art not thou a valiant man? And who is like to thee in Israel? Wherefore then hast thou not kept thy lord the king? For there came one of the people in to destroy the king thy lord. This thing is not good that thou hast done, as the Lord liveth. Ye are worthy to die, because ye have not kept your master, the Lord's anointed. And now see where the king's spear is, and the cruse of water that was at his bolster. All right. So, look, the office at camp is very important, man. Not fulfilling that office could lead to you being counted worthy to die. It is Abner was supposed to protect the king. Nothing even happened to the king. But the fact that King David was able to get close to him, Abner slipped on his job, he was counted worthy to die. So keep that in mind. It ain't no big I's, little U's. We all one body. Every office must be done. Of course, the scripture say covet the best gift. Therefore, covet to prophesy. But remember, we go out here to edify. We go out here to build. We're doing the Lord's work. It's not our show. So whatever position, office we in at that point in time, that's what we got to deal with. All right? The spirit of prophecy is on you. You can't help but prophesy. It could be a lesson on the way home. It happens. We do lessons together, and then the spirit like the wind. So you're going there, you're going there, it's going here, it's going there. You may have a point that don't get to come out. The spirit can be so hot on you, what we end up doing, what we teach, bros. We all do it. We end up going to do a private sit down, or sit down with another brother, or go out and camp another day. Nobody's going to quench the spirit, but we all have our allotted office, man. Don't take your job for granted. Remember Joshua. Remember Abner. Well, after this, of course, King Saul died. And it said Abner made himself strong for the house of Saul. And King David gave praise to Abner. He understood what it meant to be in his office after that. He was already valiant, but he really took it to heart. Like, man, he made himself strong for that house. Even though Saul in that house was going off, because it's supposed to be under King David, he took his job fucking serious. Remember Baruch. Remember Elisha. And in fact, I'm ended on this. This is Proverbs 15:33. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. All right. Shalom. All praise, honor, glory to Yahweh B'Hasham, Yahushai, B'Hasham Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles, Ezra and Millstone. And Satish brothers doing this thing in sincerity, in truth, and with charity. Shalom wa Baba Ball.